I had that glow. You know, the one you have when you meet the love of your life at a wedding in Hawaii, and he wants to make you his forever. The one you have when you know that nothing can go wrong at 36. Well, it only took 3 little words to dim my light. I felt like I was jumped in a game, given these colors, the color pink. I soon learned there was nothing pretty in pink. Managing the ebbs and flows after a breast cancer diagnosis was never ending. Our life together was just beginning, but we had no future in sight. I'm now standing here in my chemo glow, willing to share my moments, because I soon learned that the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. Hi guys, and welcome to Chemo Glow, where the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. Thank you for joining us tonight for our live event. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please follow us and share, subscribe, press that button, like, make some comments. Also check us out where podcasts are available. Please email us to share your glow at chemoglow@gmail.com. I say it every time. I either say hi guys, or I'm really exciting, or something so amazing. What about all those things are going on right now? Everything. We have so much going on this month. And just remember that the color pink, the power of pink, is not just in October. We have so many things going on, and we want to make sure that we're giving back year round. But first, one of the events that I will be doing is the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer of the Triangle. I am part of the event leadership team, and I'm proud to announce that tonight they asked me to be the survivor speaker on Saturday. We will be at Briar Creek Corporate Center at 7 a.m. It's not too late to register, sign up, and fundraise. Please join me as we make strides against breast cancer. Next week, my guest is Haley Morin. She'll be here, Healing Through Ink. She is a tattoo, not just artist, she is a healer. And she is bringing a special guest with her, Dr. Garrett Harper. He is a double board certified plastic surgeon with Draper and Harper Cosmetics Surgery out of Charlotte. They're also going to bring on some of their clients to give their testimony about how they felt after they received their tattoo, their healing art, their healing through ink. And I'm especially grateful because Cassandra Casanova, who was on our podcast last season, she was the one that brought her to my attention. So I hope to have her on just to give a little bit of her testimony as well. Now, following that on November 1st, it is book club time. Type A Guide to Cancer. Miss Lauren Candace Tarplay will be here to talk about her book. Now, she will be doing a reading. She will be involved. Guys, she is hilarious. She is so spontaneous, and I love her energy. And I was able to meet her because of our next spotlight guest that we had last week, which was the lovely Mimi Frazier. She was here with Linkage Beauty Movement. I'm going to show you some of the things that she actually shipped to me. It was like a huge box. And actually our guest that's coming on a little bit later tonight, she will get hers in the mail pretty soon. Now we have a couple more people that we want to spotlight. I want to make sure that I spot my girl, Toma. Beating the Odds. She was episode 11. Guess what she just won? Yes, the Catalyst for Change Award. She is so amazing. The event is tonight. I will not be able to watch you, but I am cheering you on. Thank you for being such a big change in our community. You're so wonderful. You're not just a guest, you are a dear friend, and I love you dearly. Thank you so much for all the hard work. Now, my next guest tonight, guys, is Miss Terry Robinson. She's just going to stay in for a quick minute. She was on episode 15, It Takes a Village. And I really wanted to do something very special tonight because Terry is a good friend of mine and her mother was part of her village. I wanted to make sure I took this chance to honor her. Guys, we laid her to rest on Friday, and her amazing son, who is a grown man now, even though she talks as if he's only 10 years old, got up there and said some amazing things about his grandmother. And then her niece, oh my goodness, the poem that she put out there was so amazing. And her family, her sisters, everybody that came out at Livingston College, they were there to honor her, to celebrate her. And I told Terry that I wanted to tie it in because our guest that's coming on tonight reminds me of the woman that I soon hope I will be, because they're both just amazing women. So I want to go ahead and bring on my guest, Terry. And again, we won't keep her on long, but I couldn't just post about her wonderful village. I wanted her to step in and actually talk to us a little bit. Terry, come on.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here with you.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
We've been talking every day and every day before. We have
Yes.
a routine where you call me and we chat about all things, and then we laugh, and sometimes we cry, and it just didn't stop after everything went down. But Terry, I want to thank you because on our podcast, The Village, you talked about your mom. You made me laugh about your mom. Your mom has been trying to come to my house forever in a day, and we just never know what tomorrow holds. But Terry, I want to honor your mother because on this podcast and that young gentleman that you have raised and your family and your sisters and your bond is so amazing. And I just wanted to give you a chance to share and say, I love you. I thank you. You're so amazing. You know you're a part of the squad here. So Chemo Glow, you're part of it. You helped me
Thank
create
you.
it.
And all because of my mother and giving back and being a true friend to people.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that we were all taught is reach out to everyone. And so that is part of my mother's legacy, and that is how we all are true friends to our friends and
Yeah.
community.
Yes, and your niece wrote a lovely poem, and I
She
don't know if you have it in front of you, but she talked about the three things that your mother
Yes.
instilled in her. And let me see. I know you sent it to me. Do you have it in front of you? Those three beautiful things that she talked about.
Those
And
three beautiful things. Yes. She said, uh, one, love yourself. She would say, baby, you got to love yourself because nobody will love you like you. Two, love others, even if they're not being reciprocated, but make sure they know you do. Three, forgiveness. She would say, forgive the past and those who hurt you because you've got living to do. And
she she was amazing, a spitfire.
yes,
Okay, a, a
yes,
Spitfire. And Livingston College, like it was at the auditorium when we laid your mom to rest. There were so many amazing people. When the president of the college comes and speaks, and when the Black History Choir from 20 years ago show up and say, hey, we haven't sung in 20 years, but today we are going to sing for your mom and your son getting up on that stage, and he said, I want to honor her. I'm going to honor her. I'm going to live my life to honor her. And I thought that was so amazing. So many times we talk about in memory of, but that was truly a celebration. And you have raised a fine young man. Like he is a gentleman and he has you. And your sisters, give me your sister's name.
My sister's Willette, out of Concord, Roby Ann, from Raleigh. I could not do any of this without them. I couldn't survive without my sisters and my extended family. Another sister, my dad, and my stepmom. Just our family has come together for us, and we will be forever grateful.
Forever grateful. And I'm going to help you water all those plants that you got because we already know that they're not going to survive. So me and the girls,
I'm gonna
we're going
try,
to be up
really try.
there with tea and crumpets and scones, and we'll make sure that your plants get water. And we're going to make sure that we give you your flowers while you are here. Because you know, you brought me my flower vase, and I have my mother flowers inside of that vase. So Terry, I just really want to thank you for coming on. We
Thank
love
you.
you. Tell everybody your mother's name.
My mother's name was Anita Robinson Gaither, out of Clayton,
Mhm.
originally from Woodleaf, North Carolina, and she will be loved and she will be missed. She really was the epitome of a village in stepping in and helping people, and so we will honor her.
We will honor her and she will be honored. Guys, if you want to listen in to Terry's episode, It Takes a Village, she talks and we laugh about her mom and about her family. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on my show tonight. It Takes a Village, episode 15. Make sure you join us. And Terry, thank you. I love you. And I'll talk to you at 7:30 tomorrow.
All right, have a good day. Bye bye.
Love you. All right, guys. Please make sure you join us to celebrate and honor her mother. She is and still her legacy will live on. She was a very amazing woman and through her kids and her family, she will continue to be honored. So I want to thank you again, Terry, for coming on. Now we have our next guest. And I thought it was so fitting because you talk about somebody who leaves a footprint. Terry and I both met Miss Eugenia at the Sisters Network. And, you know, Terry might pop on a little bit later to talk about it, but at the Sisters Network. And what's so funny, my guest that's coming on tonight, when we were setting up, she was like, well, how do I get on Facebook so I can watch? And I said, you are a part of the show. Because you know why? She's up here every time I come on. She is up here. And I've been trying to get her on for about a year and a half now. We just been missing each other. But she is on tonight, and we're going to talk about how she found a lump during a routine breast exam. And she was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. But during her 18 years of a cancer free, she continues to share her story to raise awareness about the disease, the devastating disease, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm still a little touched by Terry coming on, and she's still in my back screen. But the underserved communities, we're gonna go ahead and bring Miss Eugenia in. Hey.
Hi, Regina. Hi, everyone.
I am good. I am so happy to have you on tonight. You are a blessing. And like we were saying earlier, I mean, you just adopted everybody and made them come and work at the Sisters Network to volunteer for walks, for anything that was needed. They were like honorary people coming in and supporting you because of your light and your shine.
Oh, thank you, Regina. Thank you so much. I mean, Sisters Network is an organization that I am just so happy to be a part of. I'm still a part of the Sister Network, even though I may not be right there physically. But as Valerie told me one time in Karen Jackson, I'm a sister for life.
You
So
are sister
I'm
for
a sister
life.
for life, and I'll take that.
Oh my goodness. I have a picture of Miss Valerie.
Okay, that's me
And
about.
the crew, this is when I met you guys. And oh my goodness, was still wearing all the pink. Miss Talanya was sitting right beside you, who knows how to wear pink for real and volunteer and give back. But before we get into the sister network, let's start about this 18 years ago. You were
Okay.
diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. What was going on at the time?
Well, what was going on at the time? Of course, I was very, very busy. I was at the height of my career, and I had a routine mammogram about 18 months. I'm sorry. I think I hear a little echo, but I'm
That's
still
okay.
okay. Great, great. Okay, so I had a routine mammogram, and of course I found the lump myself, and I went to see the gynecologist, and she felt a suspicious lump, and she said, Eugenia, I think you need to go get further tested. I said, you know what? I think I need to. So from there, she sent me to see a breast surgeon. I went to
Mm,
see Dr. Shaddix, and then of course he performed a fine needle aspiration. Of course, that's a biopsy. And
mhm,
then he said, well, we'll let you know when it comes back. Gave me a call, went back in, went through all of that. And then when I got back in there, I never forget, guys, when I walked in and the lady said, his assistant said, did you come by yourself? I said, oh, of course I came by myself. You know me, I was being very strong. I said, oh, everything is going to be okay. But then when she said that, I said, oh, must going to be something wrong. Must not be great news. But I went on
mhm,
back there anyway. And then he began to tell me that the biopsy had showed a uh, cancerous mass, which was malignant. I was
mm.
like, oh, wow. I was really, really devastated. Kind of lost it a minute, but you know, I pulled myself together. I really did. I pulled myself together. I was like, okay, what is it that I need to do? Because I was like, okay, this can possibly not be happening to me. And once I did that, he gave me, and of course, he give you a lot of information to read over, to take recommendations, go talk with your family. So he had told me, he said, Eugenia, I think you'll do really good with the lumpectomy. I said, okay, I'll go home and talk it over with my family. So, I went home, and one thing, I was very strong in my faith. And I said, I am going on a 3-day fast. I went on a 3-day fast, asking the Lord for healing, to remove every cancerous cell in my body. And I tell
Mm.
you what, I sit before you guys this evening, 18 years later, cancer free. And when cancer knocked at my door, I used to always say, they told me I had cancer, but I don't think I had any cancer because I just kept on moving, and I was always I always tried to stay so positive. And I want
Mhm.
to say one thing. I used to always tell people, I said I would only allow myself to be a cancer patient on the weekend. I stayed out 8 days. I went to work every day, drove from Durham to Raleigh, St. Augustine's College. I mean, I did that every day. Went back home on the weekend. I just laid around, back up. I got up enough energy. I went back to work. So that was my story on the journey was the cancer. I did the chemotherapy for about
Mhm.
6 weeks of radiation. And after that, I was just moving right along. I had the different side effects, just like everyone, the neuropathy. I had
Yeah.
shingles. And when I caught shingles, I was 45 years old. I was like, oh my goodness. I only thought old people got shingles. I should say, I apologize for that. But I did. I didn't know what that was. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And then, they told me, I had shingles. But I tell you, cancer is a journey that is supposed to make you step back, reevaluate yourself, look in the mirror to say, okay, I can get through this. And
Mm.
when you're going through this journey, you need to surround yourself with good people, people
Yes.
that will be able to help. But of course, you need to let your light shine also. So that was something that I did. And I just kept the light going. I really did. And of course, I know we'll get to the next segment when I met Sisters Network and some awesome women. Whoa, this is my
Even now, you're talking about the Sisters Network. Well, tell me a little bit about your village.
well, my village consisted of my husband,
Mhm.
God rest his soul. my young people, my kids, my sister, God rest her soul, she's gone on. But my family was in Alabama, and I was just there in North Carolina with my immediate family. But when
Mhm.
I met Sisters Network, and then the sisters, uh, at the Islamic Center, and all the other sisters that I met, that became my village of people, because people was just concerned. Nutritionists that I would come in contact with, they would make recommendations. But that was my village of people. And I still had all of my people from Alabama sending great vibes, praying for me. So, I felt all of that. I took all of that in. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I said, I need to beat this, because I need to live. I was about living. I really was about living. So that was my village. But the bigger village came, of course, with Sister
Yes.
Network, because Valerie and so many other people, Karen Jackson, Tanya. I never forget when I started Sisters Network. It was in 2003. They had got started too. They had just got started. And there was a small roster. After I left, the roster was so long.
Mhm.
It was it was just so awesome. And Sister Rhonda had invited women out to her home, some of the sisters, and because there were so many women being diagnosed with breast cancer. And when Mary came, Mary introduced us to Sisters Network Triangle NC, which is
Mhm.
a affiliate of Sisters Network Incorporated. uh, the founder, Karen Jackson, out of Houston, Texas, started Sisters Networking Incorporated.
Mhm.
And when Mary invited us out, I came, I went to the monthly meetings, and, I just enjoyed, just like you say, when you are going through something, you need to see people that look like you. You need
Mhm.
to listen to their story, because you know what? You get a little sprinkle from everybody. You may be able to share something. You may be able to use something, some things that you may not be able to use. But when you put all of this together with your faith, with the information that they give you, oh, what a journey that you are on.
Mm.
I tell you that, that's what made me just kept going, going, going. And Valerie was so passionate. Not only Valerie, but it was just so many other people. And then when I
Oh,
sat there and I
what
listened, and the need was so, that was our first block walk.
was
And
it?
that was our first. Well, no, that wasn't our. Yes, it was. That was our first block walk at NCCU, and that's my niece right there, Peter LaShawn Gray. She is a breast cancer survivor, and I'm thinking she's 5 years now. That was Riverdale here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, Riverdale, Georgia. But
Mhm.
the need was so great, and that's why I stayed involved, because sometimes people may not have access to different insurance. They may not have access to get to the doctor, or they
Mhm.
have access to different things for people to be able to keep their kids, or just what's going on, because there are so many people just so afraid. They just don't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect either, but I knew I couldn't go this journey myself. That's why all of these people came along with me, and I just pulled people right on in with me. I said, come
You
on.
sure did.
Yeah,
Let me
I
tell
did.
you my first meeting, because that's how I met you. I met you at the Sister Network.
Oh,
My someone at the cancer center said, "Hey, please go to the Sister Network meeting." It was my birthday. I
okay,
brought my twin with me,
okay.
and I walked into this room and I was like, "Who are all these people?" But they all look like me, and they all, I see bald heads. I see people who are like older than me, younger than me. And then they was like, well, we have somebody we want to put you with. And I was like, who? And that's where I met Talanya. So I
Okay.
met you and Talanya at the
Uh-huh.
same exact time. And you guys, your energy when we went to Texas, I have a picture. I don't know why I didn't pull that picture. I probably because I looked a hot mess at that walk, but God has kept me.
Yeah, you're doing fantastic.
A picture of all of us, and people don't understand that there's a transformation that comes from this, and you do need a village. And Terry actually went to the Sister Network as well, so we are all connected, but who knew it would bring us here?
That's right. Who knew?
Yeah,
But
who
it's
knew?
not time is God time. We plan, but He is the best of planners. And I thank you for the chemo glow. I thank you for that. I thank you for all the information that you have been sharing. But I really think, just going back to this, I thank Karen Jackson for her vision. I thank
Yes.
Valerie them for their hard work. Because I never
Mhm.
forget the stories that they shared when they first started. How it was so hard to just get 5 women to start this group.
Mm.
And when they got the 5 women to start this group, then that's when people started to come to the Sisters Network, to the monthly meetings and share their stories. And then, from there, they brought in different speakers and
Yes,
different
nutritionist.
things, talking about lifestyle, healthy eating, just
Mhm.
an array of breast health information because they were sisters was trying to give us the tools to help us as we move along on this journey of
Mm.
cancer. So, yeah.
Yeah, and with that, let's talk about your block walk because it's different from many walks that are out there. So explain to us about the Sister Network block walk.
Well, the Sisters Network Block Walk is totally something different. This is where we go out into underserved neighborhoods. We knock on doors, raising
Mhm.
awareness about breast cancer. We speak to the woman of the house. We have breast health information that we pass out to them. We invite them back to a center, whether it's at the church or at NCCU. And then we have a guest speaker. The guest speaker talks about, again, breast health information. They talk about, just raising awareness of breast cancer. They are providing, and then we also try to give them some tools that they can use. Say if they need any resources, we try to connect them with different resources. Um, and then, of course, we get their information. We send them a reminder card back in the mail to get their mammogram also.
Mhm.
And then we're just talking about breast cancer risk factors and breast cancer screening. So that's what this is about right here. The block walk is something that is done annually. It's not
Mhm.
like the Coleman walk where we're walking along and but here we're just knocking on doors, making that personal connection with people. So that's something I think that is awesome because you have
Yeah.
so sometimes that's kind of reluctant to coming out. They know that you are a survivor and you have it on your shirt and you have your team and your team is going out. You're going down one street, another team is coming down another street. We all trying to get so many people to come back, to the community, to the center, to listen to this awesome information, whether it's a surgeon there speaking, whether it's someone speaking about nutrition, but we're
Mhm.
trying to get all of these people back. But it's a great event. People look forward to it every year.
Now, let me get this correct. Let me make sure
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay.
You go and you knock on doors.
Mm-hmm.
You ask for the woman of the house, the lady of the house. You
Yes,
give her the information and you bring her back to a place where there's a speaker who's going to give her more information.
that is correct.
And normally, what type of people do you see? Do you see people who are scared about going in for physicals? Are they chatty about it? Are some of them reluctant? Give me a situation where you can remember that it just really touched your heart, knocking on that door and connecting that person.
Well, there is a situation. Well, we've had several of these situations where people are so reluctant to open up their doors, so many women. And then they tell you, well, I'll think about it. But we began to explain to them, breast cancer is not a death sentence. You need to get your mammogram if you don't have access. We can help you with that. And then you turn around and you get back to the center, and that same person that was so reluctant,
Mm.
they are there. And you know what? I've had people to come, and not only me, and I know some of the other sisters also, we've had people to come up to me and say, you know what? Because of you, I'm gonna go get my mammogram. And
Mm.
like I'm getting chills right now. That make me feel so good because again, they have to see people that look like us. They
Mhm.
they want someone that they can listen to. And we're listening to them and we, and vice versa. So that's what it's all about. Those are the type of people that we meet. And then of course we meet people that they're just super excited about coming out, information, and then taking that information and passing it and sharing it along with other people. Because when you get this information, you don't need to hold it to yourself. You need to pass it out because
Yes.
there's so many people need to hear the information. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And now in Texas, what happens in Texas annually? Now that you have the block walk, what happens in Texas?
Well, Texas also has a block walk. I think they did a virtual walk this year, and that's
Hmm.
where all the affiliate chapters come together. We
Yeah.
walked in Houston. I think the last walk was in Houston, and
Houston.
we've been to another state. I think it was Detroit. We went also, but when we go to Houston, Texas, that's all the affiliate chapters again coming together, raising awareness about breast cancer. We literally don't knock on doors. We just go down different streets in the community, and then the people are invited back. So that's the type of walk that we do there in Houston, Texas.
That walk was so amazing. I was able to go twice.
Uh-huh.
In the first walk, you guys, y'all cradled me because I was in the midst of going through treatment,
Yes,
and
you
it was the
were.
best thing that I could do. And then you guys invited me back, and I was actually able to walk this time around and to give back. And the things that you guys continue to do, like Talanya said, reach one, teach one. You do it so well. And you continue to do it out in Georgia.
Yes, well, I have worked with Sisters Network in Riverdale. Now that chapter is no longer there, but I've worked with Diana Galloway there before, down and help with some information there, breast cancer awareness. And anytime that Karen calls me with the Deltas, go out, set up a table, still raising awareness about breast cancer. And of course, I'm out there in customer service with people, and I'm always able to share my story to let them know, about breast cancer and Sisters Network and getting some information, if they need where they can get a mammogram, if they need to speak with somebody. Even when I see people I'm no expert in any of this, and women that has lymphedema. I've had so many people come
Mhm.
back to me and say, you know what, because of that sleeve you wear, I went and got me one. And sometimes people just don't even know these things. And these things are important, being a breast cancer survivor, wearing a sleeve if you need that sleeve, healthy eating, just a lifestyle change. We might not be able to have all of the healthy stuff, but just a little bit each day, a few steps a day, 20 minutes a day. These things right here will help you as you move through your journey with breast cancer. But these are
Mhm.
preventive things that we already know, just little simple things that we can do. Uh-huh.
Man, you have a lot of comments out here coming up on the screen. They are definitely giving you your flowers today. And if you
Thank
guys do want to check out the Sister Network, it is a great organization. We have been talking about it quite a bit here during the Chemo Glow podcast and live events. So please check them out. It's a wonderful organization. That's where I met my sister right here on screen, and Talanya, and her mother, who is now like the honorary grandmother to my kids. You can't tell them different, and you can't tell us different either. Um, you just meet so many wonderful people, and the help and the support that you continue to give. I tell you, you are legendary. You are so amazing. Everything that you do, from knocking onto the doors to doing the ribbons. You and Miss Barbara, y'all used to do the ribbons and all kinds of stuff you would have us doing, just volunteering and getting things done. You have so many family and friends that are actually on our live tonight, and I'm so excited that you joined us, and you look amazing.
Well, thank you. You look amazing also. Just
I
to,
said you made me put on my mom's necklace and everything. I got my earrings on and all kinds of stuff. My honey said I look good tonight. I was like, well, thank you.
of course you look good. You look good every night. Well, thank you so much for that. I am just so excited to be here tonight. just to share my story and, just continue to do the work, because when the Lord has blessed you,
Mm,
you have to give back. You have to be willing to help others, just to share your story. Just don't hold it all inside,
mm,
all the knowledge, or, the resources, or maybe you could say, well, I could have told somebody about this. They could have got the mammogram over here.
mm.
Don't hold that. Just take it, get that information, and just spread the word. Because breast cancer awareness, and just like we say, I know this is breast cancer month, but breast cancer awareness should be 365 days a year. It
Yeah.
really should be. And it is so important, especially for African American women, to get screened, even at an early age if they have the history in their family. But it's just so important. I'm just really excited. I'm just so thrilled. It's
Well,
just
you are always on. Like I know if I'm gonna sign in, there's gonna be two people that I know will show up to show their face, and it's definitely you. And each time you win,
I know. I love to
you
win.
win our drawings, and you receive the book. And we also have Linkage Beauty. You're gonna be having little test samples. Can you see this right here?
Yes, I
She sent me, like, when I say all kinds of stuff, oils, and I forgot to pull my candles. Just check out my back wall
I
here.
love the back wall. I love
All
the
of that.
green. It's
Um,
beautiful.
and I have all the candles, all of her oils, her body butters, Linkage Beauty. Mimi is doing it. She actually did an amazing job making sure that she gives back. So she sends these care packages, and you and Talanya, and I believe it was one other woman that we're going to gift with a sample care package. And we want to make sure that we keep that movement going as well. Because I knew it was coming, and I still felt good. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you cards, prayer cards, everything. And my kids keep trying to get into it, but I was like, I got to show it before we use it. They want to get into that body butter. And guys, if you want to give to Linkage Beauty Movement, just email her. If you want to share your glow also with her, I'm teaming up with her as well. Just like I like to team up with the Sisters Network and other organizations because of people like you. So tell me what you're doing now down in Georgia.
Well, right now, I'm just kind of really just working right now here in Georgia. And of course, anytime I have an opportunity to still pass out information about Sisters Network, because I have lots of pamphlets. Karen always keep me abreast with lots of pamphlets, information, nail files, ink pens, things like that, just to spread the word. And hopefully one day, Lord willing, we'll be able to put together, well, we'll be able to start organization here in Georgia. But if
Mm.
not, hopefully we'll be able to do one in Alabama, because there is a need, and the need is so. But even when we do not have the organization, just by word of mouth, just by people that you see every day, people that you talk to, you still can get that information to them, because that is just powerful in that alone.
Yes, yes. And I want to make sure, guys, if you have any comments or questions for Miss Eugenia, please put it in our chat. And I don't have anything to give away this month. I'm giving you the grace of who you see in front of you, the legendary Miss Eugenia, who is amazing. But please, if you have any questions, comments, and you have a lot of people who are just singing your praise, that smile of yours and everything that you give, even through the loss of family members, you
I
still.
did. I did. I did. I lost my husband in 2015, and today is my anniversary. But I lost my husband
Oh,
in 2015. He died of laryngeal cancer. And of course, I lost my sister in November, just this past November. So, and my mom. But there's so many people that has, left this world, and I still hold them near and dear to my heart. And sometimes I tell you what, even though they're gone, I feel like sometimes they're just walk through that door, and I know people probably say, "Oh." Eugenia is always thinking like that. But, it's just the love, the present, the spirit, the bond, the connection. It was just so amazing. But you know what? I take all of that, and I should stop in a minute because I probably could hear Kenny say, "You're talking too much. You need to be quiet." You know, you're talking too much. But yeah,
No, it's because of your gift and because that you share. And happy anniversary to you.
oh,
You
thank you.
continue to bless all of us with your love, with your smile, with your glow. It is just it's so helpful. It's so thoughtful. I'm trying not to tear up because I said I wasn't going to cry this
Oh,
episode.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make me cry. But again, and you know what? When I met you, Regina, I tell you, when you walked in, when I met you, we were at, it was the banquet. It was at the Tea for Two.
It was.
It was at the Tea for Two, and and your sister was with you too, Sharon.
Yeah.
I remember we sat there, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be fine. Oh, so beautiful. And you were just like looking around like, oh, okay, look at all these wild women in pink. They're just really butterflying off the top. What did they have? But we were so excited about doing that because the night before we had got ready, but we know that the women was coming there. And the Tea
Mm-hmm.
for Two was a luncheon where the churches come together. I used to call that the celebrity band because people would just
Oh, yes.
die to get a ticket to come to the Tea for Two because we dressed up,
Oh,
we
my
bought
goodness.
the food, teapots, and Renee Jonah helped spearhead that. It was just phenomenal. But I remember your sweet smile, your sweet face, and you were gonna be all right. And when I see people come in like that, even when Talanya came in, and I always tell Talanya when she came in, she was so quiet, and everybody's always so nervous. And we all are so nervous, but I guess I was always so chatty. I know Valerie did probably say Eugenia was always talking and but I remember Talonia and those awesome, awesome cupcakes. And I used to always say, I hope she come back to bring more cupcakes next week.
After one of my surgeries, she told me to look on my porch, and there were my cupcakes.
I bet, I know, because they were so delicious. But
Yeah, and she is still thriving, still surviving, and still pimping pink for the cure because she wears it so well, and she makes sure that every day of the week, you know it. She's just so amazing out there, and you guys, y'all are my light, y'all are my shine. This is the reason why I do Chemo Glow. It is
well, thank
because
you.
of the people that I've met during my journey, whether I had a good experience or a bad experience or the resources, because people don't know that these resources are out here. And you continue to look for them and they're right there. So the fact that you guys used to knock on doors and still do, then invite people or do it virtually, we're letting people know that the resources are out there. You have to get screened, you have to have your physical, you should be getting your testing done, whatever you need. And how are you dealing with COVID during this time? Because cancer doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't care that COVID's here, it has no bedside banner. But how are you doing with COVID and care and mental health?
Well, how I'm dealing with COVID care and mental health is I mask up. Sometimes I double mask, sometimes I triple mask. But again, I keep my faith and I say, you know what? I'm just going to pray a lot. I know there's, people that may not want to wear
Mm-hmm.
their masks or may not get vaccinated, but that's their choice. But I have to stay in tune with my chakra to keep myself together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I handle the COVID, my mental health. And, I'm one of those persons. Sometimes I never let too much get me down. I try really
Mm-hmm.
hard, because this world right now, even with the COVID, it will just consume you. And we
Yes.
need that right now. We certainly, well, I don't need that. I'm speaking for me. I don't need that right now. But of course, we still need to go and get our mammograms. I'm just going back tomorrow morning, if the Lord's will, to get my blood work from
Mm-hmm.
every I did a new test, testing for cancer in the a cancer for the blood that they'll be able to detect through the blood. I did that, so I'll get those results tomorrow. But that's how I'm handling it. I'm just moving through life. I'm just not trying not to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that big elephant is right there in the room, but I just have to keep moving forward because
Yeah.
you know, time doesn't wait for anyone. Time is something that we cannot get back. It is precious. So I'm just going to keep on going on while I have the strength to just keep on going on, Regina. Just keep smiling. Just
Just keep smiling. I have my appointment
smiling. I'm going to keep
next week.
moving, enjoying my grandkids.
There you go. And you just was down here in North Carolina, and I missed you at a wedding.
Yeah,
Um,
I was
I
there.
thi- we were at the same place. I went there for my anniversary, and then you were there for a wedding, and so I just missed you. So next time you are in North Carolina,
I will
I'm gonna
get there.
have to connect to you, or when I go down to Georgia to
Please do.
see my girls' godparents, I'm
Okay.
gonna have to connect with you. Um, but is there anything you would like to say to our guests before we sign off here?
Well, I want to say to all of the guests, early detection, of course, you know, is the best protection in your fight against breast cancer. Self breast exam, clinical breast exams, and get your mammogram. Just know your body. Stay in tune with your body. If you feel anything going on, go to the doctor. Just go. You may be afraid, and if you don't want to go by yourself, take someone with you. Sometimes you always need a note taker because you may
Yes,
not get all of the information. Take someone with you and ask questions and do your homework before you go in there also. So that's something that I want to leave. Stay positive, surround yourself with good people. And of course, what Terry said, it takes a village. It
takes
takes
a
a
village.
village to run this race right here. But
Mm.
surround yourself with good people. And all that negative, just throw it out of the window and let it go. We have not have time for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I want to thank everyone for coming on, my family, my friends. Bobby said, I said, girl, look, it's going to be glow time.
Yes. I love it. I think we've hit everybody comments, but let me make sure that we have. Oh my goodness. Lincoln's Beauty said they love you. Sandra said, God bless to you. Oh my goodness.
Thank
You have so many people, so much love. You give so much light to all of us. And we are so grateful that we've met you. And if people haven't met you, now they're going to meet you and they're going to be asking you about the Sister Network and what they can do. And you continue to do what you always have done. That positive energy is so amazing. And guys, please check out the sisternetworkinc.org. You can get more information. Miss Karen is still out there doing her
Yes,
thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Is she still wearing the pink hat? The
she
cowboy.
is still wearing the pink hat and she looks amazing.
She
Has
does.
Yeah, she looks amazing. So she's still out there. And thank
Yes.
you, Karen Jackson.
Yes, doing the work, continuing to do the work. Well, Eugenia, I'm so happy that we were able to meet on your anniversary. So it was faith. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for joining us. And guys, if you have any more questions for her, just hit us up at chemoglow@gmail.com. I'm going to let some of these comments roll past here before you go because we love to give our flowers while you're on.
thank
And
you.
we have so many people who are out here who are just loving on you. Thank you so much, Eugenia. Until next time, I appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you for
you so
sharing your glow.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Guys, before we go, my lovely friend Terry Robinson was just on. As you know, we laid her mom to rest on Friday, and there is a wonderful GoFundMe going on right now. If you go there and you read her journey, you read her story, you read about the woman that her mother was and how we were going to continue to honor her. So please check out the GoFundMe for Miss Terry Robinson and for her mother, Anita Robinson. Um, they need your love, and it takes a village. And her mom was the pillar of her village. And now it's time for us to make sure that she is truly laid to rest. Guys, I want to thank you for joining us with Chemo Glow. Can't wait for next week when we will have again Miss Haley on healing through ink. She will be on, and she will also be on with a plastic surgeon that actually sought her out to make sure that his individuals that was coming to him could actually feel like they were healing through ink. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I thank you. Until next time, remember that the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. How are you defining your glow, guys? Bye. You're playing in the background, Terry.